of the Free Stalkers organization, correct?
Yes, I am.
What is your role inside of this organization?
We don't really have a ranking system. I'm probably just one of the oldest members of the Free Stalkers.
You may face his warriors. Now, Lily, what were you doing here?
I was scavenging for some food. You could probably see my backpack is just filled with it.
Now, scavenging, something your kind does a lot, trying to find something that will give them guidance, give them another way to keep living, scavenging his lands, disposing of the gifts that the Holy Monolith gives to all his creations. You pluck these off of his soil. Now, heretic, have you encountered us before?
More times than I can count.
Then I'm sure you've heard and been told to leave this paradise. Yet you still remain here. You still roam around his paradise, expecting something great, expecting for you to find something in his paradise. Tell me, heretic, what is it you seek from his lands? What is it you want?
I get asked this a lot. I'm seeking my purpose, I guess. I lost it a long time ago, and I know that you guys tell me to leave, but it's not as easy as it may seem to one of those, and yes, it could be as easy as just taking a bullet to my head and being done with it, but I know that I have a greater purpose to serve than just dying and being having my blood be the nutrients for the soil and my flesh be the nutrients for the creations. And I know that. I just don't know what my purpose is yet.
You see, this knowledge you cannot comprehend. Only the enlightened know the path, since we have walked it ourselves. Heretic, only the monolith knows your fate, knows where you will end. This information your kind cannot comprehend. The monolith does not stop you from leaving his paradise. He wills it he wants it, yet you still remain here, benefiting, manipulating his lands. You are setting up the heretics that manipulate his lands from your home, or something you called your home, something you deem that is yours, but your kind cannot comprehend that nothing is theirs. This land is from the one true God, the monolith.
I understand more than
No.
most. I do. I know that the moment I stepped foot into these lands that my life was forfeit, along with my death. I have no control over where my life goes, where my fate will lead me. I do not claim
9.
I do not claim to call the place that I reside home, because it isn't home. It is somewhere where I reside, and that is it.
Your vision blurred like most of the kind that trespasses his paradise.
14 will investigate.
No. Heretic.
Your presence within his holy land continues. You seek to profit and sustain yourself, sustain those that you meet or those you hold dear. What is it you seek? If you refuse to leave, you refuse to heed his warning.
Like I have said, I seek to find my purpose. I have seen that anybody and everybody can turn on me in a moment's notice. Hell, even my own people have almost turned on me for some of the things that I have expressed to them. So, I hold no care for most people that I consider comrades nowadays. I hold no love, no happiness, no sadness.
These words that you speak to others, what things did you state to turn them against you as you described?
There was one such encounter I had with the warriors where they caught me on my way to talk to the ecologist. And at one point I was standing in front of the ecologist with a gun in my hand, and I was told to open my eyes and see the truth for once now that I hold the power to take a life. Those were the words from one of the warriors, and I have told some of my comrades that those words replay in my head consistently on a daily basis, and one of my comrades decided to tell me, with a gun pointed to my head, that if he ever heard me say those words again, he wouldn't hesitate to put a bullet between my eyes.
Those that share your organization, those that you meet, they seek you for you to be under their thumbs, a pawn in their game, a cog in the machine. They wish for you to follow in their footsteps.
Attention stalkers! An
Adhere
emission is
to
approaching.
their
I repeat, an emission is
transgressions
approaching.
and
Seek
act
cover immediately.
as they do. And here it is you stand against the monolith's wishes, against his warning. For what reason do you stand here still? And elaborate further on this purpose you seek, if that is your answer, your excuse.
The first time I ever encountered the warriors, I told them about who I was before the zone, and told them what I did before the zone, and I was told that I may be of greater purpose or greater use to the monolith, but only time would tell. I do not know what keeps me here. I know that I do not belong here. I know I am a plague on this place, and I have sinned far more than I care to admit.
You will follow myself and my brothers, for soon his wrath will wash over these lands. His wrath will consume all.
For now, we will take refuge for those who attempt to stand against the wrath of the monolith. Their bodies will wither and die.
This, what my brother speaks of, is the fate that awaits all those that trespass, those that seek to do harm in his lands. The monolith's holy lands will end as nothing more than corpses upon the soil, their bodies, their skin bloating, festering, a feast for the monolith's creations. In your position, the one that you hold, which other organizations do you speak with? Do you barter with or traverse with?
As of right now, most of the other organizations don't very necessarily like me. They'll deal with my other comrades, but me personally, they seem to have some vendetta against me, even though I've never done anything to them. So my comrades will deal with duty mainly, and that's pretty much it. Other than that, we don't really interact with any of the others that are around.
And your comrades who interact with these organizations, do you receive information from their ranks, from their infidels, from those that interact with them, information on their movement,
Attention, stalkers.
those
An emission will
whom
start
they
any minute
speak,
now. Find cover if you want
those
to live.
whom they barter.
Duty won't tell us who they interact with consistently, but I know that they're relatively close with the ecologists and not so close to the military. Apparently they've been having issues with the military recently.
The choice of whether you leave this location does not remain in my hands, the hands of my brothers or my sisters. It is not for the likes of you either, but for the monolith himself to decide. He asks of you this. For what reason should his warriors not cut you down, leave you upon the soil, a mangled corpse for your comrades to find and rejoice over, as you so say they act as?
Like I have said, I know that I have a greater purpose in this place than my blood being nutrients for the soil and my flesh being nutrients for the creations. I'm just waiting for that purpose to be given to me.
Going forward, and as his rage continues, you will elaborate on this purpose more than you have spoken. So, what if the monolith told you to depart his lands, as he has done so before? Would you heed his warning for the final time, or would you disobey, remain blind, remain careless,
The
and
mission is finally
harmful
over.
to these
I hope you're all
lands
in one piece.
as you have done so before?
Like I have said, I would definitely try. I had tried for months when I first came into the zone to leave, but it is much harder than one may think. I've gone off in many different directions trying to leave this place, and I've always been stopped or turned around, beaten half to death by the military because they do not want us to leave. We would be considered a liability if we were to get out. They don't want the secrets of this place or even the fact that this place exists to get out into the world outside of the zone. So they would sooner put a bullet into our heads than to let us leave freely.
The monolith does not care for what hinders you, for what you believe confines you to these lands, and your presence here, your presence within these lands does not go. You do not exist without a penance, a price to be paid. You will speak now on the information you know of the other organizations within these lands, the so-called doctors that you speak of, the brewing conflicts that you described. Speak so on it now.
Of course. Well, with the conflicts between duty and the military, they're not very much seeing eye to eye at the moment. The military is going around trying to oppress most factions in the zone and being highly aggressive to those around them. And duty is starting to not really stand for that kind of oppression, as they think that they are the the ones that will save this place. That's what they think that they are. They've told me that countless times. I think that their actions are quite disgusting with the way that they go about operating. I know that military is also having a lot of issues with the organization known as Freedom, and they tend to fight quite often, and a lot of casualties happen on both sides. Freedom believes in living in peace and harmony in this place, and believes that we should be coexisting with their creations. At least that's what I've been told countless amount of times that I've been beaten or harassed by Freedom. The ecologists just want to study this place, and they are cowards when it comes to dealing with anything that involves conflict with anybody, whether that be loners or even the warriors. I've heard countless amount of times that they have hid behind their walls while loners died in the front of their compound. And free stalkers tend to be the punching bag of the zone. Everybody tends to have an issue with us, whether it be the military, the ecos, the renegades, duty, or anything like that. As of right now, both the military and the ecologists think that I work for the warriors.
Is this all?
On information about them that I know of, yes.
going forward, you will gather further information on these organizations, the conflicts that spark the movements within his holy lands, for your existence here, your existence amongst his glorious creations does not come without a price to be paid, and that price, as he has so decided, will be in information. You will provide information to his warriors, and not only on other organizations who walk these lands, but on the ranks of the factionless, those that trespass within this unholy city's boundaries, those that seek to pass through and live amongst its creations. You will relay their movements, their intentions. Do you understand these instructions?
I understand them.
You will be contacted in the future when the monolith so deems it, under the PDA address of an infidel who has received their death, a unused account. Do you understand?
I understand.
Should you not follow these instructions as he has so communicated through myself and my brothers and sisters to you, you will heed the price, the ultimate price of your loss of life. And not only you, those that you still hold dear, those who you may still hold friendships with, your comrades, your organization, each of them will fall to the hands of his warriors, and your life will be taken last in line. You will witness their deaths. You will witness their suffering at the hands of his warriors, and at the hands, the mouths, the teeth of his glorious creations. Your pain will be felt physically, mentally, and then you will die. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Speak your PDA name.
It's just Lily. Lilly.
The holy warriors of the monolith will pass through this settlement, enacting the holy monolith's crusade. We will strike down those who seek to cower within its boundaries, and you will pose no threat. You will remain here, and then following that, you will resume as normal. but you will listen to the information you receive and you will relay it as you hear it. Speak to no one on what you have said, what you have been told.
I understand.
Brothers, we will depart now. We will enact his vengeance upon the infidels who cower within the city's lines.
Yes, sister. Let us go forth and purify this bastion of sin.